What's up, guys? Back in another video. I'm really excited for this one because the last video I made with the WWE. Well, let me loosen this thing. It's a stiff. What the heck? How do I? Okay, here we go. There we go. That's. Oh, hello. Last WWE video I made was the Super Showdown results, which I stand by my opinion on this. But the video that got the most popular on my channel now is the Bella Twin Hall of Fame video. And if you're thinking, oh, this is the video he kept promising where he talks coolly about the Bella Twins induction. Okay, I'll make this quick. I still don't like it, but screw it. I don't care because their latest inductee into the 2020 class of the Hall of Fame has blown that Bella bull crap out of the water. They have finally inducted the late great Davey Boy Smith, the British Bulldog, into the WWE Hall of Fame. We fans have been wanting this moment for years for the Bulldog to be into the Hall of Fame. And let me, for you fans who are new to the sport of wrestling, who don't quite, or just don't know who the British Bulldog is, let me tell you, the British Bulldog came to the WWE scene in the 80s, teaming with another late great competitor, the Dynamite Kid. They were under attack. They were a tag team called the British Bulldogs. This was a tag team where Bulldog was the power, Dynamite was a lot of mat wrestling and high risk, when high risk were just headbutting off the top rope. They were one-time tag team champions, I believe, beating the Dream Team at WrestleMania for the WWE tag team titles. They went on, though, to have a great rivalry. I don't know if this was before or after. They went on to have a great tag team rivalry with Bret the Hitman Hart and Jim the Anvil Neidhart, the Hart Foundation. And with any good tag team back then, they had a manager. The Harts had Jimmy Hart, so the Bulldogs counteracted with Matilda, an actual freaking bulldog. The British Bulldog made his statement in WWE as proving that to be one of the most powerful competitors in the WWF, the World Wrestling Federation. Then Bulldog split from the tag team scene and became a singles competitor for a while. Or did he become the other? Actually, I'll talk about a singles career later. He then went on to form a tag team with the man made in the USA, Lex Luger. They would be called the Allied Powers, probably one of the most money-glowing tag teams, but they never got a shot. There were rumored pictures of the Allied Powers with the WWF tag team titles, so there was rumors that they could have been pushed to the tag team titles, but they never got that push. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't follow the backstage politics. I don't care what is under here that I'm feeling with my foot. Okay, this thing, whatever it is. But there was one match as the Allied Powers that would truly prove that the Bulldog is one of, if not the strongest guy in the history of the WWF. You're saying not E, F. There was an old superstar, a passed away superstar named Mabel, who also went by Viscera and Big Daddy V. Viscera weighed over 500 pounds. And the British Bulldog was able to hoist him on his shoulders while he was sitting on him. Let me explain it. There's a move called the camel clutch where you sit down your opponent's back and pull on the neck while his hands are behind your knees. It's a move that pulls on the head and the neck, forcing your opponent to tap up because he has no defense against it. Bulldog was able to get his arms free, and instead of grabbing the ropes, he climbs the turnbuckle corner and gets Mabel in this move called the electric chair. I don't know why it's called that. It basically has your opponent lifted up on your shoulders with it sitting on your back, basically. Sitting on your shoulders. This man, again, is over 500 pounds. Bulldog's able to lift him and hold him there for a few seconds. If that is proof, that ain't steroids, people. That is brute, unadulterated strength and power. Bulldog would then go into a singles career. I'm positive this was before, but he would go into a singles career and have an impressive one at that. one of his best matches, without a doubt, argued by many, is at SummerSlam 1992, one of the only SummerSlams that would be aired and booked outside the United States. It was booked in the UK, Bulldog's home country of England, I believe, where in front of so many fans, in front of his countrymen, in front of his wife, Bret Hart's sister, their brothers-in-law, believe it or not, he would beat Bret Hart and become the Intercontinental Champion. It was one of the biggest pops I've ever seen in professional wrestling. In the mid-90s, Bulldog would return. When he would first return, he would beat the Big Boss Man. Again, God rest his soul. For the hardcore title, the same night he would transfer over to Al Snow. But the main thing that he got known for in the 90s was tag team with Owen Hart as a part of the new Hart Foundation, which was Bret, Jim, Brian Pillman, rest his soul. Jim Hart, rest his soul. Owen Hart, basically, Bret Hart's the only man in the 1990s Hart Foundation still freaking alive. That's sad. Owen and Bulldog would become the WWF Tag Team Champions, while Owen was the freaking Intercontinental Champion, and Bulldog was the first ever WWF European Champion. And I looked this up, ladies and gentlemen. If you look at the entire history of the WWE the European title before they introduced the United Kingdom title, Bulldog was the first champion. He was the longest reigning freaking champion of the European title. I swear to God. This title lasted from the 90s to the early 2000s, I believe. The last champion was Rob Van Dam. But just think about that. Of so many title changes, the European title was a title that changed hands a lot, unless it was held by like William Regal or something like that. Bulldog would go down as the longest reigning European champion. And by far, when you think of British pro wrestling, a bar set in pro wrestling in Britain, in European wrestling, is the British Bulldog. Now, I'm positive a lot of people in Europe would probably disagree on me on that. But in my opinion, when it comes to the WWE and the European circuit, the British Bulldog set the frickin' bar. And a lot of people have come close to the bar, but haven't gotten to it. The only guy I can claim got at the bar, at least, was the former WWE United Kingdom Champion Pete Dunne, who held it for over 2 friggin' years. But anyway, the fact that the British Bulldog is finally going into the Hall of Fame blows out, in my opinion, the whole other freaking class. Batista, congratulations, but British Bulldog. The NWO, definitely well deserved, but the British Bulldog. I still don't know if Michelle McCool's actually in the Hall of Fame, but meh. Bellas, we know how I feel about that. British effing Bulldog. The best thing, one of the great things about it is his son, Davey Boy Smith Jr., who is known in the WWE as David Hart Smith, who tag teamed with Tyson Kidd in the late 2000s. Kind of debuted in 2009, went on to 2010, I believe. But he wrestled a lot in the mid-2000s, I believe, as David Hart Smith. After he left the company, he joined New Japan Pro Wrestling under the name British Bulldog Jr., and he currently works for Major League Wrestling Fusion as Davey Boy Smith Jr., where he is a former Major League Wrestling Fusion Tag Team Champion with the nephew of Owen Hart, Teddy Hart, and under Freebird's rule, Brian Pillman Jr., son of Brian Pillman. To have Davey Boy Smith back in the company after 10 freaking years, that is insane, man. And there was a match that they kind of teased at us because there was an interview between Tyson, Cesaro, and Bulldog. There was Bulldog Jr. There was this idea of a match between Davey Boy Smith Jr., who's one of the best big men grapplers, versus Cesaro, one of the best modern day strongest man in WWE today. A match between those two would sell out, man. Anyway, that's it for the third video tonight. I'll see you next time. Later.